Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about that little girl right there who has a smile that is so bright, and she is such a beautiful little girl, and her life was tragically cut short because of something that I talk about all the time. That is physical violence against children. And I always ask people, don't put your hands, feet, or other objects on these kids. That is not a good way to discipline children. I believe in the power of the mind. I believe in you guys. I believe in everybody that listens to my channel that we are strong enough and we are smart enough mentally to be able to raise our children without raising a hand to our children. Hopefully everybody understands where I'm coming from. The little girl's name, her name right there is Kamia, K-A-M-I-A, Jean-Baptiste. She was 7 years old, and I love that name, Kamia. I remember I had a girl that I had a crush on a long time ago by the name of Kamia when I was a kid. But I always loved that name. She was airlifted from Advent Health to D-Land, Advent Health, Orlando. Baby Kamia had injuries and visible trauma that indicated she had been physically abused, according to sheriff's reports. And she died on May the 7th, which was the day after. An autopsy determined that she had hemorrhaging of soft tissue in her legs, back, and backside, which were likely the result of physical abuse. The cause of death, wait for it, was listed as blunt force trauma, and it was ruled a homicide. Dickson reported that baby Kamia was injured while playing on a slide at the playground. This is another case of a mother trying to blame what happened to her daughter on the kid. The mom, Janee Dickson, reported that baby Kamia was injured while playing on a slide at a playground. I want you guys to take note of what her injuries were. The baby's injuries was that she had hemorrhaging of the soft tissue in her legs, back, and backside. And her death was ruled as blunt force trauma, but her mom is trying to say she died because she played on a slide. Like, in what world do these bitches come up with these insane explanations and think that somebody's going to buy that? Your kid died on a slide? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Upon further investigation, Janee Dickerson's boyfriend, hashtag mom's boyfriend, shout out to momsboyfriend.com. Dickerson's boyfriend by the name of Brandon Williams reported that the mom struck baby Kamia multiple times to an extent that exceeded parental discipline. So what does that mean? That means the boyfriend told police when he was investigated that he witnessed the mom do this multiple times and that she went above and beyond what will be considered to be standard spanking. She was beating the shit out of this kid, right? Sheriff Mike Chitwood, let me get his face up on the screen because we're going to talk about the sheriff right here. I'm going to tell you guys, I have a big fondness for him, and I'll tell you why when I show you his video. I like him a lot. Here's what he said. Sheriff Mike Chitwood said in a Facebook post, Brandon Williams adamantly denied this and insisted that it was the mother who was responsible. That sheriff said, whoever committed these acts of violence, we know Kamia suffered a series of beatings beyond anything any parent or any person could ever imagine inflicting upon a child. Janee Dickson described a March 5th, 2018 incident in where Kamia asked the mom to stop and use the bathroom. How many of you guys have kids? I do. Do you have kids? Anybody out there in the chat, do y'all have kids? Have you ever been driving and your kid says, Mom or Dad, I have to go to the bathroom? That's a pretty standard thing. That's why a lot of parents will usually tell their kids before they go on a trip, use the bathroom before you do what? Before you leave home. Hashtag when you date thugs, you date death. We're going to get there for sure. They asked to go to the bathroom. That's a pretty standard thing. So the baby asked mom, could she stop and use the bathroom? She said the mom drove to a D-Land area side street. She pulled her 7-year-old daughter out of the car and she beat her daughter for 15 to 20 minutes with a blunt object. How many of you guys have ever been in a fight? How many of you guys have ever spanked your kid? How many of you guys are familiar when you get enraged on the inside and that adrenaline gets to flowing and it seems like time really takes forever, right? I want you guys to imagine how bad this beating was. She didn't beat her for 30 seconds. She did not beat her for 2 minutes. She did not beat her for 5 minutes. It is estimated that she beat this child for 15 to 20 straight minutes with a blunt object. Not even a belt. Just because she said she needed to use the bathroom. Her body needed to reject the liquids that are inside of it. I've been around a lot of women. I'll admit that. How many ladies have ever been somewhere? You've gone to the mall. You've gone somewhere. You've gone on a road trip like, hey, pull over. I gotta pee. Women's bodies, I'm sorry. I'm familiar with women. I'm raising a little girl. Women's bodies are quite different. Am I lying? When y'all gotta go, you gotta go. It's just Jay lying? It's life. It happens. When you have to go to the bathroom, you gotta go. But instead of this, what was the baby supposed to do? How many times have you heard about these moms, because these kids pee on themselves, they beat them for that also? So let me get this straight for a moment. If you know that you're about to pee on yourself and you tell your mom, hey mom, I gotta pee, your mom is gonna beat your ass. If you try to hold it and you have an accident on yourself, then mom is gonna beat you for that too. What is the other option for a 7-year-old baby? That's a baby to me. What option is the 7-year-old supposed to do? You open your mouth and say you gotta go pee, you get whooped. You get beat. You try to hold it, you pee on yourself, you get beat. Hopefully everybody understands why I get mad and why I talk about these inhumane creatures the way that I do. Why do I disrespect these people? Because I don't give a fuck about criminals. I don't care about them. I'm not gonna be nice to them. Look at that mother on the right-hand side. What reason do I have to be nice to her? She got beat for 15 to 20 minutes. Then she said she drove to a bereaved fort cemetery and beat the girl again for another 30 minutes with the same object along with the second object. I know a lot of people might be like, whoa, Jay, whoa, hold on. That's very hard for me to hear. This is why I can't watch your channel, because what you're saying is things that is hard for a human being to stomach and understand what happened to a kid. But I always want to encourage you guys. What we listen to and what you see on my screen is hardly harder than what that 7-year-old baby had to go through at that cemetery that you see on my screen. She got one beating for 15 to 20 minutes. And for the exact same thing, got an entirely different 30-minute beating. And this time, that broad added a second object that she beat the shit out of her with. By her own account, the mom, Dickson, did not call 911 or seek emergency help for baby Camilla during the beatings or after, even though she noticed Camilla was having trouble breathing all night long, according to the police. Dickson, the mom, said in the morning that she noticed Camilla's body had gone limp. She was cold to the touch. Her head was tilted. Her eyes were open, but were glossed over, and she was unresponsive. Keep in mind, that's the same child that she gave birth to. That's when she decided to take Camilla to the hospital. After all of that, now you decide to take her to the hospital. I think she might be dead. Maybe she's dead. Okay, I guess we could take her to the hospital. I guess. I mean, is that the proper thing to do? I don't know. When she asked if she thought Camilla had died before she took her to the hospital, the mom replied, basically, yeah. Those are the court documents for the people that say I don't get my facts together. When the mom was asked if her daughter died before she got her to the hospital, her exact words in quotations were, basically, yeah. Seriously. The mother, Dickson, said on March the 7th, the boyfriend, Brandon Williams, got rid of the items that were used to beat this baby, including the baby's clothes and personal items. He helped hide the items. So in a situation like that, don't you think, not only because the boyfriend witnessed it, he didn't try to stop it, he didn't call 911, and he helped hide the objects that the mom beat the kid with. Is that not something that a man should go to jail over? Any person, but definitely him. How many of y'all think that the boyfriend should go to jail also? Matter of fact, let's go a step deeper. How many of you people believe that the boyfriend should face just as much time in jail as the mom? In my opinion, he needs just as much time in jail. A, because he could have physically stopped her. I understand if a woman can't stop a man from beating a kid, but a man can physically stop a woman. B, for watching it and letting it happen. C, not calling the police or 911 to get this baby medical attention, not before, not during, and not after. D, he hid the objects that she beat him with. Ask me, jail time. Can we get a hashtag TTO, hashtag TTT? The boyfriend, Brandon Williams, denied all of the mom's allegations because she tried to say that the boyfriend did it. And he maintained that he never hit this baby in any way. The truth is, there are only two people living who know exactly what happened that evening and who did what to that baby. That's what the officer is saying. The boyfriend and the mom know. That little 7-year-old Camilla will never be able to tell us anything. This investigation into this case will continue and additional charges are possible. I told you guys, I think that they need to cut the nuts off of that boyfriend and throw his ass in jail too. The mother, Dickson, is charged with aggravated manslaughter. Is based on evidence that she contributed to Camilla's death by neglecting to provide any care to her despite either observing her injuries or causing her injuries. He said, "Today I admit that I am filled with anger on behalf of the innocent child in this photo because she never got a chance to find out what else her life has to offer. I believe in my heart that day was not the first time she was abused. I agree. So I'm not only grieving for the life she lost, but my heart is also broken for the pain, the hopelessness, and despair she must have felt while she was alive." But I want to show you guys what he actually said. Do y'all want to hear what he said? Let's get it in. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Now that mom is sitting in a North Carolina jail waiting to be brought back to Volusia County. News 6's Troy Campbell joins us at the Volusia County Sheriff's Office with what the sheriff revealed tonight about the disturbing break in this case, Troy.
Sheriff Chitwood says his detectives have been working for almost 2 years collecting enough evidence to arrest the young girl's mother. He says yesterday a judge signed that warrant, and today officers with the Charlotte Police Department in North Carolina took her into custody.
The only person who can tell us what happened is dead.
Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood announcing the arrest of 26-year-old Janee Dickson on a charge of aggravated manslaughter in connection to the death of her 7-year-old daughter, Camilla. Chitwood says cell phone GPS evidence shows Dickson and her boyfriend drove to this cemetery in March 2018, where the sheriff says they believe Camilla was beaten with a fishing rod after the child complained of being in pain and having a hard time breathing. Detectives say Dickson didn't seek medical attention for her daughter until it was too late.
That every time we would question her and then start to push her story and say, well, video doesn't show what you just told. You want to watch the video? Well, I want a lawyer now. And then she fled to North Carolina.
Camilla died on March 7th after being airlifted to a hospital in Orlando. Chitwood says Dickson first told them the 7-year-old was injured on a slide at a playground, but then changed her story, saying her boyfriend beat her. He denied those allegations. The sheriff says he hopes justice is finally served for Camilla.
Living in the back of a Kia, and you get beat because you're hungry or you want to go to the bathroom or you're cold in the car. So the response is you just beat her like that. And
Sheriff Chitwood says that the investigation is not over and more charges are possible. He also says in the coming days, his detectives will travel up to North Carolina and bring Dickson back to Florida. In Volusia County, Troy Campbell, Getting Results, News 6.
Detectives say the little girl's mom continued lie after lie when being questioned by investigators. She said that she died after an accident here at this playground. Detectives said no way, that was not possible. March 7th, 2018, the day little Camilla Jean-Baptiste lost her life.
as long as I've been doing this, it just never ceases to make you sick in the stomach.
It's what happened before that day that detectives say ultimately led to her death. The child's mom, Janee Dickson, and her boyfriend, Brandon Williams, say Camilla got hurt going down this slide, but doctors say that was impossible.
The little girl's injuries were consistent with being beat with a fishing rod and a table leg.
The interview started. Janee said she does not ever do anything that could cause bruising on Camilla. Then Janee's story changed. Investigators say she described times her boyfriend beat Camilla for 20 to 30 minutes.
Every statement that they gave us was a lie upon a lie upon a lie.
But what detectives do know is that Camilla's mom, Janee, refused to get Camilla any help.
I think she was a piece of.
The report says Camilla had trouble breathing, her mouth was yellow, and body was limp. Janee said she knew Camilla was dead, and that's when she and Brandon then decided to take her to the hospital.
Problem is, we'll never know the truth. That's why she's charged with aggravated manslaughter.
Janee moved to North Carolina in April of 2018, and police over there tracked her down and made the arrest.
I hope that the judge, when they sentence her to jail, that every morning she is awoken by somebody coming in with a fishing rod, beating the crap out of her and hitting her with a table leg. And then we'll see where things go from there.
They don't care about these kids. They just want that check that's going to be coming attached to those kids. They want control for whatever reason, but she damn sure don't love her kid, right? But I'm glad that this sheriff stepped up and he was mad the same way that we are. Now, I want to point something else out to the people that say white supremacy. I think that man is an awesome man. Because the second that you niggas get in trouble, who you gonna call? Certainly not fucking Ghostbusters. You're gonna call a guy that looks just like that. He's gonna show up to your house with a badge and a gun and a taser and handcuffs and have his bulletproof vest on to come break up whatever you niggas are doing to yourselves. Now, why is that not called self-hate? I don't know. Did she not hate herself because she killed something that came out of her body? But will she be called a self-hater? No, just Jay is the self-hater. I hate myself. I hate my mama, apparently. The boyfriend, he is complicit. He saw it and probably he participated in it. Because for some strange reason, it seems like these women can coerce these men into doing dumb shit. A black woman tells a black man to do something, knowing the majority of black men were raised by women and they think like women, they behave like women, and they respect women to the point to where they will give up their lives and do stupid shit just because a woman told them to. Mainly a black woman. And something that I heard Tommy talk about that I thought was so important. The reason why black men don't respect other black men in authority because they didn't have any authority in their household. Therefore, they don't know how to respect black men. But that's something I told you guys before. If they don't have the example of what they should grow up into being, they don't see that physical representation. I want to be like my dad. So if they don't have that, they don't know what they want to grow up to be. Therefore, they have a lessened value, self-value in themselves. They have lower self-esteem. And if they feel like shit about themselves, then they're going to go out into the world and they're going to treat everybody else like they're not shit because they don't feel like shit themselves. That's where you're getting these killers and thugs and criminals from. They are bred from single parent households. I don't care if you say we're self-haters or whatever. The truth is the truth. Why do you hate facts? If you have a problem, you can know how to fix the problem if you know where the source of your issue is. Remember that, okay? I promise you guys, when I first saw that picture, I'm like, I'm looking for a woman. I was looking for pictures of a woman, and then I saw that. She looks like she's about a good 53. 53 years old in the face, but yet she's only 26. I don't know what's wrong with that individual. She damn sure ain't a mom. She didn't behave like a mom. She didn't behave like a citizen. She didn't behave like a human being at all. I'm going to tell you guys, I love watching the Dodo channel. I told somebody about this the other day on YouTube. Shout out to the Dodo. And I watch a lot of crazy stuff. I love animals. The people that go and rescue animals. I've watched animals treat other animals, strange animals. I've watched goats treat pigs like they're brothers and sisters. I've watched freaking alligators treat people like strange animals, like they're friends, like they're buddies. I've watched dogs treat ducks like they're their own kids. Right? My point of bringing up these crazy examples is just to say that you can put animals in a strange environment and even animals don't behave this fucking way. This is subhuman. This is not right. And if y'all believe in a heaven or hell, then I'm going to guarantee you that mother got a special place in hell. And for child killers, there's a special place in the devil's lair for your ass. And just like the sheriff said, I hope that everything that she did to that girl gets done to her in prison for the rest of her life in prison. And I hope that they give her life. And I hope that she never gets out. And I hope that they give her the TTO treatment because she don't deserve to reproduce or have another opportunity to be around any more kids. And the boyfriend needs to suffer too. Charge his ass, bring him up on charges, get him off these streets because there's no telling who else he's already hurt. All right? To this little angel right here. To all my pro-blacks, because I know y'all watch sometimes. To this little girl, I'm going to put some respect on her name. Her name is Camille Jean-Baptiste. She was only 7 years old. She cannot speak for herself, nor could she defend herself. She had to go to the bathroom. She got beat for trying to speak for herself. She probably tried to defend herself from her mom because it hurt. She was scared. And she was hungry. And because her mom was bigger than her, she could not defend herself against the tyranny of her two caretakers, one being a person that we have to refer to as her mother, the second person being the boyfriend. He is complicit, he participated, and his ass needs to go too. I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all talk about loving black queens. Well, how am I supposed to respect them if you treat young princesses like shit? Understand that. Put some respect on that baby's name. R.I.P. Camille Jean-Baptiste, 7 years old. Young princess, you deserve better. And this world failed you. I can only hope that the God above will forgive us for failing you, whether it be the system, your parents, your father, whatever it is. God rest your soul, sister. This is your boy DJ Just Jay. We're the AFC, where we advocate for children first. From my heart to your heart, from my heart to yours. I love you guys. Prayer hands up. Thank you guys so much for listening to this story, okay? We'll talk to you guys on the next stream. Peace.